Hello, Danielle.
Hey, Phil, what's up?
I am here today to show you a little bit of Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition coming out this summer for the Xbox One, the PS4, and I believe the PC as well. I think, maybe. I don't know. Let's hope
big
so.
three. Yes, let's hope so.
But this is specifically. I went and saw this at an event last week and was allowed to take video of specifically playing as Vergil, who is Dante protagonist. Devil May Cry protagonist Dante's brother.
Yes, yes.
And Vergil.
He has a lot of swords, kind of like swirling around him. I see.
Hovering around him. Vergil was not playable in Devil May Cry 4 originally, so this is a big new addition. Currently, you are seeing Vergil playing in the Bloody Palace mode, which is the sort of like endless challenge mode where you're just surviving as long as you can, getting as many points as you can.
I was gonna say this looks like a sort of disembodied stage.
Yeah.
You know, this is in the sky somewhere, and you're just killing things.
Yeah. So the big thing with Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, Devil May Cry 4, of course, came out quite some time ago on the Xbox 360 and PS3, probably like 5-6 years ago at this point. So not only are they updating it to new consoles that are more powerful and making it look a little bit nicer, but they're adding a lot of content, starting with the fact that you can now play as Vergil. It's based off of you can play as Vergil in Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, and it's based off of that play style. But they've added it. They've changed some stuff. They've added some stuff from the DMC Devil May Cry, the reboot. In that game, when you played as Vergil, you could like. He had all these spectral swords, and he could whip them at enemies, and they would embed themselves in the enemies, and then he could teleport to them. So that's something that you can do now in this.
I was going to ask how he plays differently from his brother. Is that similar to the way he plays differently in 3?
He's much faster. The big thing, you can see that blue meter in the corner. That is the concentration meter. So that's a new gimmick that they added for DMC4 Special Edition. Basically, it's kind of... it's trying to force people to play the way that Vergil is as a character, which is he's very cool, collected, and cocky. He's very like
excellent.
He's very like
3 C's.
Yeah, so he's very like he doesn't make mistakes. So the way the concentration meter works is it rewards you. It fills up if you are near enemies, in range of them, but not making sudden movements. So just walking really slowly, only attacking at the right times, never missing your attacks.
Excellent.
All of that stuff, which is pretty
like a cool, collected, cocky person would do.
And I think it's cool that they figured out a gameplay way to say, like, to kind of reward you. Oh, so this is like his big special move. Look at this.
Ooh.
So good.
Whoa. That's a lot of carnage right there.
Just kind of killed
D for deadly right there. I see. Now, are the combos that you were getting, I see D for deadly, C for carnage, B for brutal.
Yep.
Are those actually letter grades, like A, B, C, D, that sort of thing?
It goes all the way up to, I believe, to S, double S, and triple S are above A.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, now we kind of switched over. This is actually in the single-player campaign mode. Vergil does not get his own campaign, his own story, but he gets basically he gets to play through the same story that Dante and Nero's the new character from Devil May Cry 4. He plays through the same story mode that they do, which is pretty cool.
Just faster and with more cockiness.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And yeah, you just get to play through those same levels with him. But then in addition to that, so then you have the core game with Dante and Nero. You have the Vergil edition. You can play through as him. You can play as him in Bloody Palace. You can play as Dante and Nero in Bloody Palace as well.
Excellent.
But then in addition to that, on top of all of that, you've also got the ability to play as Lady and Trish, two of the primary female characters in the world of Devil May Cry. Trish, of course, is from Devil May Cry 1 and 2. Lady was introduced in Devil May Cry 3, where they were like, hey, what should we name our Lady character? I know, how about Lady?
Ladies, that's a great name. Very descriptive.
So I believe Trish was playable in Devil May Cry 2, but she was basically just a reskinned Dante. so it
Okay.
wasn't really worth much.
Evil Legacy. Whoa.
Yeah, that's just an Evil Legacy. No worries.
Of course. Of course.
But now Trish has her own completely different moveset. She's basically they made it so that she's the one character in the game that does not switch weapons. So she's kind of a little more inviting for new players. She has this sword that she can kind of send out, and it'll whip around enemies. And while it's out, her moveset completely changes. So she's got some cool stuff that you can do. Super flashy. She can like knock enemies into the air, and then they fly down, and she hits them like she's hitting a baseball.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely a fan of that. And then Lady is actually maybe my favorite character that I've gotten to play as so far. Sadly, we're not allowed to take any video of her, but she is a character who is entirely focused on firearms. She uses guns.
Oh, awesome.
So, you know, in the Devil May Cry games, Dante has always used guns, but there's always been sort of like the backup, right? You use it to like keep a combo going, you know, juggle some enemies in the air, but that's never really what you're doing primarily. Lady only has guns. She does not have any primary melee weapons. She has a rocket launcher that has like a sort of a spear thing attached to it that she can use as a melee weapon. But primarily,
that sounds pretty gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah. Primarily, she's going to be using like she has pistols for when she's ranged. She has a shotgun. She can kind of flip the shotgun around and just like shoot it like crazy, and it gets faster and faster. She has a rocket launcher that she can kind of lock onto enemies. She actually uses the rocket launcher to double jump, which is cool. She like shoots it at the ground like it's Quake or something.
I love that idea. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool, and it plays very differently from what I'm used to in Devil May Cry games, and I actually really appreciated that. So the way essentially the way the game's set up, you play the regular story is going to be you're switching between Dante and Nero. Or you can play as Vergil mode where you're just playing as Vergil, or you can play as Lady and Trish mode where you're switching between Lady and Trish.
That's kind of cool. I like how they've broken it down that way.
Yeah,
That's
it's broken down in a really interesting way. It kind of makes sense that Vergil would have his own separate thing because he's kind of a lone wolf character. Here's our first boss encounter as Vergil.
Ooh. He looks.
Yeah.
He looks pretty. Yep.
And then
Intense right there.
they don't have actual story for Vergil or Lady and Trish, but they do have these sort of bookending cutscenes at the beginning and end that just kind of give you a little bit of just a teensy bit of story. The Lady and Trish cutscene was actually very funny because it's essentially them just like making fun of Dante and being like, "Listen, if you're not going to take care of your business, we're just going to go get it done." It's pretty
awesome.
Pretty entertaining.
The girl team's gonna go
and then they steal his
get
pizza.
shit done, basically.
So yeah,
that's great.
This is looking cool. I'm really impressed by how much they've added. It seems like it's more than just a next gen port. Like they are really giving a ton of new content, and I think fans of Devil May Cry, of any Devil May Cry, are probably going to want to check this out. It seems like it's the most content-packed Devil May Cry game there's ever been at this point. So
that sounds awesome. Yeah, this looks really fast and furious.
Yeah, coming out this summer. Stay tuned for more.
Awesome.